Hello, this is Claude Sports Corner, and congratulations are in order for the Philadelphia Eagles for defeating the New England Patriots, Bill Belichick, John Brady, and the rest of the crew. Thank God. Oh, thank goodness, excuse me. I'm just happy that it's not New England, even though, let's face it, I'm going to be honest with you, I knew from the introductions that the Philadelphia Eagles were going to win it. Because let's face it, America's just sick of the Patriots. They're sick of bitch boy Brady. They're sick of Bob Kraft. They're sick of Bill Belichick. They're sick of that damn Patriot team. And I'm so grateful. And not that the Eagles are great shakes either. And as I mentioned in the video prior to this, America really didn't care about the Super Bowl. But, they made it as exciting as they possibly could. And Nick Foles won the MVP. Listen, I don't want to hear any more about how Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, this, that, and the third. Brady lost to Eli Manning twice and Nick Foles. Think about that. And now, listen, I understand Brady's not playing defense. I get that. And you know what? Bill Belichick's legacy took a hell of a hit, too. First off, you gave up 40. You gave up 40 plus to Nick Foles. Nick Foles. I won't even touch on the Steeler game. Listen, we know we got jobbed on that one, but it is what it is. And let's face it, a Steeler-Eagles Super Bowl would have been much more entertaining than what we saw there. Everything just seemed manufactured to me. Maybe it's me being jaded with the NFL, I don't know what it is, but it looked like it's so scripted, it's ridiculous now. And that's all the football. It wouldn't have mattered, really. They just tried too hard. And I tell you, I had a feeling when I saw that two Bills thing, I don't know if you saw that on ESPN or not, where they interviewed Parcells and Belichick, who've had a pretty frosty relationship over the years. I'm amazed that they got them both. I guess, the money was good enough. You can get them both in the same room. But if you know the history of that, and trust me, I'm from New York. I remember when they both were employed by George Young in the New York Giant organization. I mean, they had a good working relationship, but they were really frosty, especially when Bill Parcells became head coach of the New York Jets. But Belichick, they almost gloss over the fact that he actually was the defensive coordinator under Parcells. They made it sound like, Belichick was so great, like Parcells had nothing to do with it. Parcells has a lengthy, strong coaching tree, which actually originated with Ray Perkins, because that's who Parcells was under when he was with the Giants. But I digress. He gave up 40-plus points to Nick Foles. Now, I do believe that, and I said that from the beginning, that from top to bottom, the Philadelphia Eagle team was better. But I figured they would have slanted it for Brady. And there were a few questionable calls along the way, but thank God Brady fumbled. I'm surprised they didn't throw out the old tuck rule. And I was afraid they were going to try that garbage. But it was a clear fumble, and Brandon Graham did recover it. And I'm just so happy. I'm just happy it wasn't Brady again. And then he would have had number 6, which would have tied him with the Steelers for having the most Super Bowl championships during the Super Bowl era. And that would have made me sick. Absolutely sick. And now the Brady-Belichick record in Super Bowls is 5-3. Now, is it great that they went to 8 Super Bowls? Absolutely. Hey, they've won 5 of them. They've been very successful. But you know what? There is something to be said about perfection. Joe Montana and Terry Bradshaw are the only 2 NFL quarterbacks that can say that they are a perfect 4-0 in Super Bowls. And that means a lot. especially when you look at the teams that they went up against. Now, are the Eagles an all-time great team? Absolutely not. Are they a very good team? Yes, they are. But look at the teams that the Steelers beat. In fact, the teams that San Francisco beat were pretty mediocre at best. But let's look at the teams that Terry Bradshaw and the Steelers had to beat to win the Super Bowls. They beat the Dallas Cowboys twice with Captain America Roger Staubach. I mean, he's one of the all-time great quarterbacks in NFL history. And that doomsday Dallas defense was nothing to sneeze at. And they beat that team twice, okay? Let's look at the first Super Bowl. They beat the great Minnesota Vikings and the Purple People Eaters. Now, the final Super Bowl, listen, the Los Angeles Rams were a mediocre team at best. I understand that. Hell, they had Vince Ferragamo at quarterback. That's not that great. But they had a great run. Hell, they retired Roger Staubach. That's all you need to know about that team. And they had a young Wendell Tyler. I remember that team, Hacksaw, Jack Reynolds. Jack Youngblood was on one leg. I mean, Jack Youngblood's one of the all-time great players in NFL history. If you get a chance, please look him up. He is a badass. But when you look at Brady, he lost twice to Eli Manning. Were those Giants teams great? Absolutely not. Now, did they have a great front four? Yes, they did. And the ironic thing was, the Eagles hadn't sacked Brady all day until that strip fumble. But again, congratulations are in order for the Philadelphia Eagles, the 2018 Super Bowl champions of Super Bowl 52. And you know what? I'm going to do another episode of Claude Sports Corner, but not about the game. Which, I mean, it was a good razzle-dazzle game. There were a lot of gadgets. It was well played for the most part, well scripted, whatever you want to call it. But I have to do something about that damn, I hate that bastard, that damn Justin Timberlake. I can't stand him. I will be doing an upload shortly on what a disgrace that he pulled. And I tell you, if people do actually roll in their graves, I know that Mr. Prince Rogers Nelson is extremely upset. But I digress. Congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles and their fans and the city of Philadelphia. Please like and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. This is Claude Sports Corner. Take care and God bless.